Yes. Welcome again to another episode number 39 of the Swoop Truth Podcast. It's myself, Eric. We got Armani, aka By Curry Lakers in six.
Bye, Curry and Lakers in six. Get these Warrior bums out of here. That's what I'm talking about.
Also,
Get them out of here.
You got Josh, aka Net Fan.
What's up, BK? What's up, BK? What's up?
Like you don't know how great I feel right now. I'm gonna just go on a little rant real quick.
And also Ernest. Also, Ernest, he's not here, but you're gonna try to get him later before the start of tonight's game one between Lakers and Nuggets. Also, tonight we got NBA draft lottery. We do a little broadcast to see who's gonna get the number one pick for the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. The whole John Morant situation part 2. Another firing. Doc Rivers gets relief from Philadelphia. Monty Williams gets let go from the Suns. So it's a whole lot of news. And also we're going to have a recap on the second round of the playoffs. And we'll get our predictions for the conference finals. So and also I want my pick back from the Dallas Mavericks. So hoping for the Mavs to get the 11th pick. So to segue, let's talk about the second round. Recap on that. So the Nuggets, they defeat the Suns in 6, 4-2. The Lakers, they dispatched the Warriors 4-2 in the blowout in Game 6. Nuggets did the same thing in Phoenix in Game 6. In the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia 76ers had a 3-2 series lead before blowing it late in the fourth quarter in Game 6. And then in Game 7, Celtics came out second half and blew up the doors by 30. And then the New York Knicks losing the series to the Miami Heat 4-2, ending the season in heartbreaking fashion as usual. They had a chance to steal Game 6 down 92-90, but Jalen Brunson turns over the ball late in the game in the fourth quarter.
What did EricL say? What did he say on the last episode? If you nick around with Jimmy Butler,
don't lose. So I'm gonna do a little recap on the Knicks Heat series for a brief, and y'all can chime in. I felt like coming into that series, it was pretty evenly matched. I thought that if the Knicks would have played the same way they did against the Cavaliers, the rebounding and bench scoring, I thought that they had the edge over the Heat. But the Miami Heat, they're way too playoff tested. Went to the conference finals last year. Went to the NBA finals 2 years ago in the bubble. Jimmy Butler, Eric Spoelstra, and I felt like even though it was watching how the series played out, I thought Coach Spoelstra ran circles around Tibbs. The way that they threw double teams, the way they threw zone, just to confuse the Knicks shooters, because Knicks have been shooting straight poorly from 3 throughout these whole playoffs. I felt like Julius Randle, he was a no-show in a couple of games, especially in games 3 and 4 and game 6. Even though he had an ankle injury, didn't play game 1, I felt it was a real disappointment in him not showing up. I felt like the way that the Knicks were defending the Heat, way too much double teaming Jimmy Butler. He didn't have a big series, but the way that the defense of the Knicks was double teaming Jimmy, it spaced the floor for the Miami Heat and left shooters wide open. It was Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, the Duncan Robinsons, and even though the Miami Heat didn't shoot the ball well, shoot the three well in the series, they made those timely threes that that basically one of the series. Especially in Game 4, I felt that was where the turning point of the series was. Um, I felt and just watching that Game 4 specifically, that was where the series was lost for me from the Knicks. They had several chances to steal Game 4, especially in that fourth quarter, but offensive rebounds, they let the Miami Heat get extra possessions. They made timely threes. Anytime the Knicks had a cut the lead to 4, cut the lead to 5, cut the lead to 2 at one point, they allow a shot, offensive rebound, and then the Miami Heat was get the ball into Gabe Vincent's hand, Max Strus, and Duncan Robinson, and they shoot timely threes to that basically that killed the moments for the Knicks. I thought the only play that basically showed up was Jalen Brunson as usual, and he was magnificent in Game 5, and he was just basically the only guy that showed up in Game 6. And if it wasn't for that turnover at the end, who knows? It would have been a Game 7 on Monday, and who knows? They would have been playing tomorrow at Boston. But I felt the series, the Miami Heat played typical Miami Heat basketball, tough, hard nosed, playoff tested, and they deserve to be back. And they're not your typical number 8 seed, even though throughout the whole season.
They was the 1 seed last year.
Yeah, they were the 1 seed. And if Jimmy Butler hits that 3 at the end of Game 7, they're in the finals. So, it was to me, the Knicks exceeded expectations. I had them winning 41 games and making it into the play-in. The fact that they won 47 games, they won a playoff series, and basically we're 2 games away from getting to the conference finals. Now it sets them up for what moves do they make in the offseason.
Well, let me ask you this question, because this has been the question lately. Do you consider the season a failure?
No. No.
Okay.
Nah, they not Giannis and Milwaukee. They're
not Philly, they're not Boston, they're not the Sixers, not the Bucks, not the Celtics.
That's the
so
question.
It's like
Right.
it's basically that's more of like a Nick PTSD. But in my eyes, it was a successful season. So for that, now we got the draft lottery coming up. So briefly, we're gonna segue from the Knicks Heat to Celtics. Well, actually, give me your thoughts on the Knicks Heat series.
I just think Jalen Brunson,
Jalen
Jalen Brunson definitely balled out. I am very, I mean, I don't care about the Knicks, but I'm just very ashamed
Obviously.
in how and how RJ Barrett played. Like
he was a big disappointment, man.
Every time we discuss like the Knicks' success, like we always key in on the X factor being RJ Barrett. Like this team will go as far as RJ Barrett ascends, right? So for somebody to be in the league for 4 years, right? Still trying to figure out getting his feet wet and stuff like that. Got this big contract. He was supposed to have been involved in that. Well, he was involved in that Donovan Mitchell trade last year. So it's kind of like, all right, you have to give your team a reason why they kept you, and I feel like you haven't. I would say probably like RJ Barrett's last really good game or like good stretch of games was in that Cleveland series.
Yeah, after game 2, games 3, 4, and 5, he played well, and then I thought it was on and off in between in the series against the Heat.
Yeah, he fell right back into his shell, and there was just nobody there to support Jalen Brunson. There was even at one point he got benched in the
the second quarter, and they allowed the Heat to get back right into the game.
And then even down the stretch as well too in Game 6, I think he either got pulled for Josh Hart or Obi Toppin. I can't remember which one, but it was just like, it was
like you couldn't take him out. Like you couldn't.
Man's gonna buy a bucket. Man's was even trying to look for his own offense. It was just like the Jalen Brunson show. And speaking on that, like he definitely exceeded expectations. I didn't think that the Knicks was going to be this good this season, but they was able to find a way and manage. Now the only thing for them to do is to try to upgrade this roster during the offseason. And by upgrading, you got to look at two people. That's Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. I'm being straight up with you.
Yeah,
I'm being
listen,
straight.
listen, like I've been on that. Hey,
I
we've
don't.
been on that trade Julius Randle until
Is
like
what Draymond said about Dylan Brooks. The dynasty
Yeah.
starts after you.
Yeah.
So
honestly, you're just kind of like putting. I don't know if the Knicks gonna be a dynasty, but anyway, you're pretty much the key. You're the key.
Yeah.
RJ Barrett is the key. He's the X factor to putting the Knicks in the right place. So, but
I think
they just kind of build with Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, honestly, I've been
I don't
here.
want them. Yeah, because I don't want them. I don't want Jalen Brunson to become Patrick Ewing in the next couple years with ice packs in his knees, hips, and elbows. Like, nah, he needs help.
I don't think I watched Stephen A. go on his rant. I don't think Dame is good for y'all.
Oh no,
that's a bad. You already got a guard.
It's a short version of having Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. I'm not no.
And it's CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard all over again.
Exactly.
I don't care who you put in that paint. They was talking about Cat. Cat is not the answer either. So
wait. Hear me out. Cat for Julius Randle. If that was me, I'm taking Cat with Julius Randle.
No, absolutely.
I get it, absolutely. Yeah. But he's more like he's in the playoffs. Do I trust Karl Anthony Towns?
I trust him more than Randle.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
The only problem with Cat compared to Randle, yes, Cat does disappoint sometimes, but the only difference is
sometimes.
But you saw the difference when he had a leader next to him. I don't know how the Tibbs thing is gonna work out because he's close by Tibbs, but last time he had a point guard that was putting him in the right spots, like, yo, you don't gotta worry about this. Do this. He was fine in the playoffs when Pat Bev was there. He got a better version of Pat Bev.
Way better Pat.
That's all I'm saying,
Yeah,
he's a better rebounder than Randle. He's a better scorer than Randle. He could stretch the floor. He could get the space into Brunson that is needed. Even though Randle is not he's streaky with his shooting. I could trust Cat more. Like, okay, I have to stay on him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think with the Knicks, I want to start off with good news. Shout out Brunson. He showed that he's all NBA talent, all-star type player. But for the rest of the team, it's kind of we saw people who needs to go. Like we was talking about before, Randle. Sorry, Randle, you have to go. RJ Barrett is one of those
guys. Go.
It's tricky with me because I saw some games you saw the potential. You're like, oh, I see, and he doesn't quit. That's what I like about him. But
he ain't no John Morant or a Zion.
Yeah, he has to be more consistent. That's my only problem with RJ Barrett, and y'all need more wings.
Yes, because we got too many short wings.
After RJ and Hart, like if Hart is in foul trouble, like he was in like 2 games.
Game 3, he was in major foul trouble. No, game 4, he was in major foul trouble, and it's like,
so that's okay. Like, who else you'll call on? Because you can't play Fournier.
No, Fournier is Evan Fournier even said, "Yo, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm getting traded." So,
and I just didn't like. Also with Hart, I love Hart. I love him as a role player, but you saw sometimes the Knicks ask too much from him, and yeah, I would do it too, Ernest. But you saw that the Knicks and Tibbs asked too much from Hart, and you don't want to overextend your role players. Like I see it a lot on the Nets. I saw it with Royce O'Neal this year.
Why
overextend those role players? They're gonna get burnt out or they're gonna get scared.
And it's like, okay, you put Josh on the starting lineup because of Courtney Grimes. He had an injury. But once Grimes came back healthy, you still put Josh Hart in as a starter? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? This ain't the Cavaliers.
And then we saw also in this series from the Knicks, why you can't pay quickly $100 million. Because I've seen that a lot on Twitter. People was like, "Yo, you got to give him that." I'm like, people like quickly and Grimes and Obi. You saw the lights were too bright for them. Against the Cavs, it was different because they're going against people like Teddy Osmond, people who has no experience. The only guy with experience on that team is Donovan Mitchell. But when they go against a veteran team, even though they're all most of this team is undrafted, whatever.
I think they've been there plenty of times.
Yeah,
and you're going up against Eric Spoelstra, a madman.
Yeah, it's that heat culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think we have to take a deeper look at IQ too. If you got to get off for IQ before you have to pay him.
Yeah, he's up for an extension. This summer.
Yeah.
So also we're at 8 minutes left until the reveal of the NBA draft lottery. So we're gonna segue into the Sixers Celtics series.
I can't wait.
Yikes. So the 76ers, they win game 1 and they happen to blow this series. I thought game 6 was their series to win. The fact that they had
let me just say this. I feel like the Sixers, I said this on the page. The Sixers season ended when Joel Embiid was named MVP.
In game 3.
Yep.
And then they lost game 3.
It was over. It was over.
And think about this. Game 4, they were down and they came back and won. The Sixers.
Right. And what I'm really upset about, and Eric, I'm gonna let you go. End of a game 7, they were talking to the media. No, it's not on Doc. It's not on Doc this time. Even though like the narrative that Doc is always faced with losing game 7s and stuff like that, always up in the series and getting bounced. Like he's not the scapegoat this time. But I just think that when you sit there and you're talking in front of the media and you're just like, it's a 5-on-5 game and stuff like that. Like, bro, you had 15 points. Harden had 9 points. Like, every time they pass you the ball in the post, you waited for the double team. You waited for Al Horford and Robert Williams and Marcus Smart to shut you out the game. And then you expecting your corner shooters to make plays. That's not their fault. That's your fault. You the MVP of the league. Like I said, ever since you won the MVP awards, stats and stuff just dropped. Matter of fact, his playoff basketball in general just dropped.
It drops every year,
and
nobody talks about it.
And Maxey was looking like the bright spot throughout this whole entire series. I mean, Harden had a good game 1, and then he had
45 and 42. He had 45 in game 1, 42 in game 4. The losses, he averaged like 15 points a game.
Right. So and then he was. I don't know, man. Harden be on some weird type of timing, bro. Like, excuse me. Sometimes he want to shoot the ball. Sometimes he want to pass the ball. Every time he got to the basket, the plays that Harden that we know Harden makes.
I'm good with MB, bro.
Get to the foul line.
I'm good with MB, bro. Nah,
let's get MB to the Knicks. Let's do it.
Nah, man.
Yo, Javon.
If that's the case, I want D'Antoni to coach the Sixers.
Javon, I don't think you want that headache on your team. Bro.
Nah, the injuries, nah.
I don't think you want that headache. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, I'm done with these damn Sixers.
I'm happy that the Sixers lost, but this series only went to 7 games only because Tatum played like a bum for most of the series.
Yeah,
let's be real here.
Yeah,
this series wouldn't have gone so long if Tatum in the first half of like every game from game 1 to 5 had 0 points.
Yeah, I seen that that stat. Like, what? And then
game 6 still was winning these games.
In game 6, he was worse.
Like, he couldn't buy a bucket, a layup,
literally
first 3 quarters, and then fourth quarter he dropped 16. And
the last 5 minutes,
he outscored the whole team in the last 5 minutes of game 6.
So
I was weak because the game was already out of reach, and he called for the ball and shot another 3.
I like that.
Yeah,
but the Sixers who we thought they were. Harden,
Mm-hmm.
in Game 7 looked scared. Every time it looked like he had an open basket. He had the Ben Simmons, but nobody was afraid. He had the Ben Simmons syndrome. He was like, no, I can't. Pass it out. I'm going to keep passing it to PJ Tucker. And PJ Tucker's like, yo, bro, like, I can only do so much. I can only do so much, bro. I have 11 right now. I got the game with 11.
I got 2 threes in me.
So
I got 2 threes in me.
Watching that game, I saw Harden look petrified. Embiid looked defeated once he saw like Tatum going crazy. And yes, Doc shouldn't be blamed for this particular series, but I believe Doc still should have got fired because they lost to the Hawks 2 years ago. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, that series was just like yikes.
And then you see the second round peak with Embiid. It's just like, I don't know if he is gonna have. I don't know if it's like the Dirk type thing. Like he's gonna keep failing until he has that one magical run for people to be like, okay, finally he reached the hump. But I don't know.
The difference is between Dirk and Embiid is that obviously the league is much different now.
Yeah,
and you have another all-star on your team.
That's true.
Remember, Embiid had Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons and an overrated role player, right? And an overrated role player Tobias Harris on their team. And I mean, you can't really say like a lucky bounce by Kawhi Leonard goes in the hoop and knocks him out the playoffs in Game 7, and then you get smacked up by Atlanta 2 years ago, and nobody
should never happen.
Should never happen.
Which should never happen in the first place.
Even how bad Ben played, it should never happen.
So it's different era. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but it's no excuse at this point. And you got two. You had an all-star on your
industry
team,
plant.
But Josh, go ahead, bro.
And I'm gonna just say this. I was so happy on Sunday. Mother's Day, yes, I was happy because of Mother's Day. Let me get that out of the way. I was happy because of Mother's Day. You know, my mom, I love my mom. But I was even happier that I saw Harden.
Oh, Josh.
Man.
You're a crazy one.
Yo.
Listen.
Hold on. They took a picture with his grandmother with a water gun. It said, I'm on my job already.
Wow.
Anyway.
I was listening to NBA Youngboy, to be fair. I don't know. I gotta go to a facility in Florida to something. I don't know, man.
Come on, man.
Yo.
Wow. All right, so we're nearing a minute left until the draft lottery starts.
Oh my God.
But I was just happy to see Harden fill, and Harden going to Houston after all of this. It's so nasty. It's gonna happen. It's so nasty, bro.
And then top it off, they get the number 1 pick with Ime Udoka as their head coach.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I never thought having superstars on your team and seeing them leave made me turn me into this person. I'm a hater now.
What?
But that's all. Congrats to the Celtics. I want to see how I feel next, but congrats to the Celtics. Y'all played great. Joe Mazzulla, you actually came up
finally.
Yeah, you coached in the last 2 games. Thank you. Tatum, you finally showed up.
But Game 4 almost cost him that series. I had 2 timeouts and did not use them.
Yeah.
Talk about my team got to play through it. It's the playoffs.
Tatum saved his job. Right. Tatum saved his job. Right.
That's what superstars are for, though.
Right.
So shout out Tatum.
All right, so looks like the draft lottery is about to start. Charlotte Hornets got a 12.5% chance for the number 1 pick. Spurs 14% chance to get the number 1 pick. Also with the Houston Rockets, 14% chance of the number 1 pick with Ime Udoka, and Ben Wallace, Detroit Pistons, 14% chance for the number 1 pick. So looks like we're about to begin. It's going to be very interesting to see where these teams land because with the new CBA going to kick in next July, teams are now going to have to be forced to really look at their salary cap sheet and see what moves they have to be made because there's going to be moves to be made this summer.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be in that upper echelon of the tax. You got to pay double. You know what I'm saying? So here comes Mark Tatum, which I never liked at all. So now here we go.
Yo.
All right, the 14th pick of the 2023 NBA lottery draft goes to
Oh man.
the New Orleans Pelicans.
I'm on my Shannon right now.
So the Pelicans get the 14th pick. The 13th pick goes to the Toronto Raptors.
I feel like this draft.
The 12th pick goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Did anybody move up yet?
No, status quo. The 11th pick goes to the Orlando Magic.
Damn.
So which means that the Mavericks will keep their pick.
But next year, do y'all get their pick next year? Okay.
Yeah, it's top 10 protected for
next year too?
Yeah. Yeah. So the Mavericks get the number 10 pick. So the Knicks won't have a pick this draft.
I wonder who they trading that pick for. That trick is out there.
Yeah, they had to trade that pick. So the 9th pick goes to the Utah Jazz. The number 8 pick.
Nobody's moving up. This is weird.
Number 8 pick goes to the Washington Wizards.
Good. They don't deserve one being not over there.
The number 7th pick goes to
Yo, John.
the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers get the number 7 pick. So the 6th pick is going to go to the Orlando Magic. So the Magic got the number 6 and the number 11 pick.
Oh, because of the Bulls.
Yes,
it's top
because of the Bulls. Yeah. The 5th pick goes to the Pistons. Ooh.
Who moves up then?
Number 6 goes to
the Pistons. Got the number 5 pick. Wow.
Everything going to
so Houston, Charlotte, San Antonio, Portland.
Portland's gonna get the number 1 pick. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So it's Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte, and Portland.
I knew I should have put money on it. I knew I should have put money on Portland.
So the Blazers, Spurs, Hornets, and the Rockets are all in the running for Victor Wembanyama. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation. So, what are your thoughts?
Okay.
This is going to be real interesting. I'm telling you.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but
what?
If the NBA could either go in 2 directions. Dame Lillard, you've been so loyal. Here's a gift for you. Or yo, Pop, you've been so great for us.
His
the market in San Antonio.
It's another 20 years. It's another 20 years and 6 championships for the Spurs.
Because I can't see, or because Houston is the biggest market left.
Or Michael.
Yo, Michael, I know it's been rough, man. You the GOAT.
but yo.
And then Houston just has, you're just a big market.
Yeah.
and a possibility of getting James Harden back. So,
but I'm shocked about the Pistons. I thought they were going to be in the top 4, but
yo, if I'm the Spurs though, I'm hitting them up like, yo, we have French peoples here before, like
Tony Parker,
Boris Diaw, like come on, we do this. We was the international center.
Yep, they the United Nations over there.
All right,
I put $20 on the Spurs, by the way. So.
All right, so speaking of the Western Conference, let's recap on those Nuggets and Suns. The Nuggets, they beat the Suns in 6, 4 games to 2. I predicted the Nuggets will win the series because based off of the bench alone, Suns had no bench. It was Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Chris Paul wasn't available in the series. DeAndre Ayton was a no-show. Jokic went to school on the big men for Phoenix Suns.
Jock Landale.
He put up a 53-point triple-double in the loss and put up a 35-point triple-double in the clincher. That's how good he has been. Jamal Murray is starting to get back into all-star Jamal Murray before he got the ACL. And I just thought that the Nuggets, they were just a better team overall.
Yeah, their role players are way better. Way better.
I hate to say this because we about to play them in a few. And honestly, shout out to Bruce Brown, man. Shout out to Bruce Brown.
Brooklyn.
Why'd you get rid of him?
Because Sean Marks is an idiot. He chose Patty Mills.
The defense that he played.
Patty Mills.
Right now.
Wow.
The defense that he played, just the energy that he played, just the winning plays that he made against that team was completely fearless, taking the ball to the basket. Like that just goes to show you what these role players on this Nuggets basketball team could do. Like he really played out of his mind, and I think he's only on contract for 1 year, right?
It's a player option for next year, but it's like $6 million, so he might opt out or he might
try to get more money, right? Yeah. So I just think like with how he played, he probably played himself into a bigger contract, into a newer team next year. That's just my thought process right there, just based on how he played. But like the Phoenix Suns definitely disappointed me, but also you can kind of say that this was like clearly like expected as well too, because honestly, outside of D Book and KD, there's nothing else for them to give. But I thought it was just quite odd that somebody who helped them, I wouldn't really say helped them, but somebody who gave him good quality minutes while he was in the starting lineup, Torrey Craig, they didn't really use him that much against the Nuggets, which was like quite awkward.
He didn't play after the first two games.
Right. It was very weird, especially with Chris Paul going down. You put in Cameron Payne. You got Josh Okogie. They started to run Terrence Ross. Like, I'm not saying that Torrey Craig could have moved the needle or made such of a difference, but it was just quite odd. Something that a player that's been working really well for you, somebody who played really well for you in that Clippers series, like you just kind of turned your back and went.
All right. But so not to interrupt, but we're gonna start within the top four. The number 4th pick will go to the Houston Rockets.
Let's go!
The Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Portland's moving up.
Number 3 pick goes to
Portland's gonna get the number 1 pick.
The Portland Trailblazers.
Oh,
my heart's beating. I put $20 on the Spurs.
The number 2 pick goes to the Charlotte Hornets, which means that the San Antonio Spurs will get the number 1 pick of the draft, which means Victor Wembanyama is coming to San Antonio. Greg Popovich gets Tim Duncan 2.0. Here's another 20 years of dominance for the San Antonio Spurs.
This is sponsored by FanDuel.
My goodness.
I won $130 just because of that. Sponsored by FanDuel.
My goodness. So the San Antonio Spurs will finish at 22-60. Get the number 1 pick. They got the number 1 pick in 1987. They drafted David Robinson. They got the number 1 pick in 1997. They drafted Tim Duncan. 5 titles later, the 2023 lottery.
You did the right thing.
They get the number 1 pick. They're gonna draft Victor Wembanyama. And here we go. The San Antonio Spurs are going to be back. And Greg Popovich, I think he just picked up his retirement papers and coached for another 10 years.
Just give me however much years I want you to coach.
Man, oh
like
man,
I said,
man.
Remember I said the Spurs are the only team that don't got a star potential dude.
And the Spurs could have only been down for so long. You know what I mean?
You got to repay them for something.
They only been down for so long. They're one of the best franchises in the league, and to go quiet for these past couple of years was just quite odd. It was quite odd to have a playoff and
They're
not
playing.
have the Spurs.
They were in the plan 2 years ago. No, last year, 2022. But still, it's like, and then they tanked
It's weird.
because the thing is, like, they really didn't tank. They went and played in 2 years in a row, and then they tanked the 1 year, and then here we go again.
They was like, yeah, it's worth it for this one.
Yeah, let's wait for 2023.
Oh, they got some 7'4" kid in France, DeJounte.
Exactly. We want 3 first-round picks. Give me those 3 first-round picks. You see that, Atlanta Hawks? What you'd have gotten? But nah.
Yeah, I respected what's going on. So Wemby. Wait, who got the second pick?
The Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets.
This is weird for the Hornets because Scoot is the second best player.
Right.
But Brandon Miller, he's been getting a whole lot of.
You want to do Brandon Miller after you gotta? They bringing back Miles Bridges.
And then Brandon Miller just got in trouble.
You sure about this?
Listen. They're going for the best player.
They gotta
the team
gotta have another shooter.
I will go with the guy who's getting mentored by Stephen Curry. I don't know. Personally, just me.
Scoot Henderson.
LaMelo was 6'8" anyway.
Yeah, I see, but
Jordan, you got to see it. He's just like you. He's hyper athletic. He's just short.
But Brandon Miller's a taller version of.
I know. I understand.
But Brandon Miller under MJ's tutelage. Come on, man. Think about that. And with LaMelo coming back, listen.
I don't know, Brandon.
Listen, man.
Brandon Miller with Miles Bridges, though.
I don't know. I think Scoot is more of the focused player. I think that's who you go with in this situation. If I'm Charlotte,
who's third?
Houston.
Yeah.
Maybe you do Brandon Miller number 3 to Houston. Do you pair now with Houston? They're trying to move up there. They're trying to move up. Ramp up their rebuild.
Right. They have to figure something out quick.
They want to make the playoffs.
You already know you're bringing in Harden, and you're going to bring in another guy who's making $25 million.
Yeah.
Whether it's Chris Middleton, Cam Johnson, whatever free agent that you're going to overpay for. I'm not mad at the Brandon Miller thing. I'm thinking about it. You're right.
I'm like it kind of makes sense because now it's like you pair him up with LaMelo, he's coming back, and then you trade away some of that glut you have on your roster.
Because reminds me of a smarter.
No, actually, Portland is third.
Yeah, Portland's third. No,
Portland is third.
Yeah, Portland's third.
Portland's third.
Yeah,
Portland is
okay.
third.
Well, Portland's just like, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm just happy they get a top 4 pick.
It's like the Knicks when they got the top 3 pick. It's like, we just happy to be here.
Exactly.
I'll take whoever's left.
Guess how that turned out.
So it's still time on Barrett. It's still time.
So we're gonna segue into Lakers Warriors. Let's get a quick recap. I just felt the Lakers dominated the boards and dominated the free throw game.
Yeah.
They just really went. How can I explain it? It was a mismatch between
the Warriors.
Yeah, because the Warriors shot way too many threes. I just felt like AD was dominating the series over Draymond.
I'm about to be on my Draymond Green flow. I think
Jordan Poole shot. I also thought Jordan Poole shot them out of the series.
Oh my god!
Gosh! And who basically who was the worst player performer? Julius Randle or Jordan Poole? They both lose. Both lose.
It's not even. It's not even close. Julius Randle gave me a couple good games.
Yeah,
I don't. Jordan Poole by far.
That's 11 in the series. That's how bad he was. And I just felt like LeBron was picking his spots, especially in game. I thought game 4, that's where he really won the series for the Lakers. And I thought Anthony Davis had to be dominating the paint, and that's where he was throughout the whole series. And I just felt like the way Darvin Ham defended the Warriors was just like literally taking out. This basically took Steph Curry out the series. He was basically a no-show. Klay Thompson, where was he in the series? What you got? What you got to say?
Game 6 Clay. Game 6 Clay. What is
It was
that? What
nowhere
is
to be
that?
found.
What
That
is that?
was basically off that
It's a
Thunder
fake thing.
series.
And I'm gonna just say this. There's a lot of points I want to make, but I just think that hold on, I gotta get back in my Draymond flow. I just think that when you have what they did 3 different starting lineups for as many games, I think that's an issue right there.
Yeah, the continuity wasn't there for the Warriors.
Right. And I've said this many times on this show. What was able to help the Warriors in the past couple of seasons, that wasn't able to help them now. You have these young players who IQ is not really the best, who's also still needs more time in the league to kind of figure things out. You're asking them to make these big decisions, these big time decisions, big time plays on the Warriors team. Like guys like Gary Payton, guys like Dante DiVincenzo, even Jordan Poole. I feel like I'm missing Moses Moody. I feel like these guys, like they need more time to understand and understand that IQ of like the game of basketball, especially for the Warriors system. With Curry, I feel like the Lakers I'm a fan at the end of the day, so I just feel like every time Curry made a shot, I just want to, smash my TV. But that's Curry. Curry's gonna get his, as long as you stop all the others from getting theirs. You try to see that the Warriors make a couple of tweaks instead of like sticking behind the line and shoot threes. They was playing a pick and roll game, keeping AD out the paint. It definitely really killed us. But I was telling myself I'd rather us live with the 2 than live with the 3, and it worked. It worked in this case, even though we gave up some key buckets in the paint. There was no resistance. There was no help defense. I feel like we did a really good job on maintaining them. We have established the pace of the game because the Warriors want to play fast. They want to play this high up tempo basketball. We was able to slow the game down, get on the free throw line, take care of business. And I was really surprised when we made our free throws. I was really surprised because we are a team that usually struggles. LeBron has these mental lapses where he can't make free throws. AD, same thing. Dennis Schroeder, same thing. But like there was a game where we went 20 for 20 from the free throw line. So that definitely helped because if you can't make free throws, you can't win the game.
Yeah.
Especially against this Warrior team who's going to come down the court and they know how to get their offense. Where us, it's like, all right, and shout out to our role players. And Josh, this is what I was telling you. We have the depth. We have the depth. We have the
or
depth.
Maybe our depth is just better than Kuminga and whatever.
Nah, we got some good rotational players on our team. You seen that with Lonnie Walker, you seen that with Rui Hachimura, and you seen that with Stone Cold Reeves Austin. Come on, let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it. You got teams that want to throw him a lot of money. Why? Because he playing like a really, really great role player right now. You got D'Lo.
No, that's not why. It's because the Lakers have mega media. I never seen a role player like Reeves get 20 free throws a game. I never seen it.
Look at his game. You got to foul Austin Reeves to stop him. Come on, bro. Hey,
I respect it though.
Come on, bro. But honestly, like if you know me, and this is something that I know Josh has known me for a very long time. My villain story with Stephen Curry, and I think it's finally coming to a close. We closing that chapter of my life. I could not stand Stephen Curry. I could not stand the Warriors, and I'm glad. I'm really, really glad that we was able to eliminate them because it felt like this team was almost unbeatable. You know what I mean?
And it feels like the end. Y'all beating them, even though it feels like the end of the LeBron run, which is kind of weird. It feels like the end of the Warriors with this.
I honestly think it is the end because the Warriors got some tough decisions to make. Draymond saying that he gonna announce what his future is on his podcast. The whole Jordan Poole thing, right? The whole
$29 million for Jordan Poole,
right? That's crazy.
$43 million for Clay.
Yep, Andrew Wiggins is making a lot of money, and then of course Curry. Right, of course. So it's like the money's tied up, and you got decisions to make. Like it's going to take a complete team for the Warriors to change around. Steph looked like he was completely frustrated. He was a one-man army. He was a one-man army. We was able to lock in on him. Once you get him out the equation, we was able to successfully beat the Warriors in 6. So Like I said, I'm just really happy for my team. We here in the Western Conference against these bum ass Nuggets. We just gotta take care of business. I don't fear the Nuggets at all. Yeah, they gotten better from the bubble. Cool. All right. Cool
I'm not.
story, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. And this was from me watching this series. This is what I took from it. I think the Lakers would have beat the Warriors sooner if AD was more consistent
I agree.
offensively. Because
I
defensively,
agree.
he brought it every game.
But I'm gonna just hold on. Let me just say this. Like, don't y'all think it's kind of awkward that Braun hasn't really went nuclear yet?
No,
I'm waiting for like that
Tired.
LeBron game.
He's old.
he's
Yeah.
gonna pick his spots. I think this look for this series, and if he gets to the finals,
Yeah, he's saving his energy, man.
to like really go off.
And that's what's really like. It's kind of
And right.
sad because it feels like the end of Super LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can't believe I'm saying that out of my mouth, but it
Yeah.
feels like the end. Like he can't even get 24 a game.
Right.
He's huffing and puffing every time he goes to the bench. It's like, damn, man, like this really might be it.
I appreciate that he's giving us the effort. I really do, because there was a play, I think it was in game 4 when Lonnie Walker, when Lonnie the fourth did his thing in the fourth, they had subbed him out, and he was like just standing at the score stage for like 30 seconds and right back in the game. And I read an article about his media conference that he had. He was like, he's gassed. He's not conserving no energy. Like every game after these Warriors games, like he's gassed. He's tired. You know what I mean? But I just think it's like, to your point, Josh, like it's not a struggle 24. It's just that he's not being assertive enough. You know, like he's relying on the 3-point jump shot. He's not getting to the basket. But I thought what was really weird about this game, about game 6, was that he did everything in the first quarter. He got to the basket, put the pressure on the Warriors.
I'm not doing no game 7.
Right. Good. He went to the free throw line. Like he did what he had to do. It's like it's hard to ask as a fan to ask LeBron to do this every single game, but like when it mattered most, he definitely came through. Like he finished the game with 39 and 9. You know, it felt like a quiet 39 and 9. You know, he still definitely showed up. And then AD on the other end, he just got to be more consistent on the offensive end. And it's just like AD decides to turn it on whenever he wants to turn it on. Like I seen him going after rebounds he won't usually go after, especially early in the series. Like he was making the hustle plays. He was trying to shut Looney and Draymond Green out the entire series. And that's what I need from this team on a consistent basis. Like, because if we don't, we're going to lose. So, but see you later, Stephen Curry. Enjoy Cancun.
I want to say one thing. I'm going to make it real quick. Warriors, Bob Myers, you did great and everything, but you seen your light years ahead, and then you had 2 years of having lottery picks, and those lottery picks are not rotational players. At least
they didn't pan out.
That's your problem right there. That killed this whole thing. You pick Kuminga. The very next pick is Franz Wagner. Can you imagine what Franz Wagner would do on the Warriors? You pick Moses
James
Moody.
Wiseman.
Oh,
don't forget James Wiseman. And they trade him to Detroit
for 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Wow.
You got Moses Moody. You know who the next 2 picks were? Sengun. Damn, I forgot the other one. But it's Sengun. Oh, and Trey Murphy. Can you imagine if Sengun or Trey Murphy's on the Warriors?
Wow.
So I feel like they got a little cocky. They was like, you know what? We just going with the upside of guys. And sometimes just look. Franz Wagner was the most NBA ready player in the draft. That's what people were saying before the draft. And you go with the guy who's in the G League because he could jump out the gym and do all that. He could have the potential to be Iguodala. That's the reason why the Warriors thing, even though people's gonna blame it on the Draymond punch, yes, that had something to do with it. But them having 3 golden opportunities in the lottery to add to the championship team, and they failed at that. That's a big reason why the Warriors are where they are.
And now they're going to be heavily taxed because all those contracts they signed. Steph Curry, he's on a book for 3 years, over 140 mil. Klay Thompson, he's looking for a new contract. Draymond Green, he could be a free agent this summer. Jordan Poole, what they're going to do with him? They signed him for 128. And
What are you going to do?
They're going to do?
No.
And also,
Pack
Bob
your bags,
Myers,
buddy.
and on top of that, Bob Myers, he's
free agent too.
Yeah, he's thinking about not coming back.
Yo, come to the Nets, man. We need you.
All right,
Let's go out of here, man.
So to segue, give us your conference finals predictions. I'm gonna go first. I like the Celtics in 6 over the Heat. I just think the Celtics are a better team. The fact that last year the Heat had PJ Tucker and lost in 7. They don't have PJ Tucker. They don't have Tyler Hero and no Victor Oladipo. The only way I think the Heat can win this series if they get they're gonna have to get another Jimmy Butler super performance this series just so they have a chance.
Yeah.
And I just think the Celtics right now they're the heavy favorites to win it all, and they're on the mission to get back and win it.
Armani didn't like that one.
So
they cannot break the tie.
I like the Celtics. I like the Celtics in 6, and in the West, give me the Lakers in 7. I just think that LeBron, to me, like LeBron, I think he's trying to sense it now. It's the opportunity for him to get to the finals and make history as the first number 7 seed to make it to the NBA Finals. So I just think that how they defend Jokic is going to be the key to the series. The Nuggets don't have any big men besides Jokic, so if they get into foul trouble, who's going to benefit that more, the Lakers or the Nuggets?
Thomas Bryant.
Yeah, nah.
Austin Reeves is Austin Reeves for sure.
So I just think that those are my keys to both of these series. I like the Celtics in 6 over the Heat. Give me the Lakers in 7. I need Celtics, Lakers, NBA Finals, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
I feel like we're in the 80s, man.
So give us your predictions.
I want to be a little spicy, but I got the Celtics. Celtics is winning only because Jimmy Butler still got a little bum ankle. You know what I'm saying?
He hasn't been the same since.
And the way Gabe Vincent been playing lately and all that, I have to go with the Celtics. I'm gonna go Celtics in 6, like you. Hopefully Tatum having that big game 7 gets him back in a groove of things. Because when Tatum is like one of those, he's streaky but not at the same time. But once he's hot, he's scorching. Like he could carry that on for game. So I think Tatum carries that into the series. Amani, I love y'all. Ernest, if you're listening, I love y'all. But
you going Nuggets?
Jokic is looking like the best player in the world. I gotta go with the best player in the world right now. Beating y'all in 7. Both of y'all teams have not lost at home. I feel with how old y'all be looking. Y'all huffing and puffing up the court, especially in Denver.
And mind you,
a problem.
And mind you, the series is every other day.
So I'm going with the Nuggets in 7, and because the Nuggets role players don't necessarily play good on the road either. So I feel like they'll be a little shook in LA. But I won't be surprised if LA wins. To be fair, you see, you with me, Ahmad?
I'm listening to you. I'm watching the game.
So I won't be shocked if the Lakers win, but I got the Nuggets in 7.
All right. I feel like I in my core, I really don't want the Celtics to get nothing. You know, I can't stand it.
Oh, that's why the Knicks should have lost that series to the Heat.
I don't think the Knicks would have beaten the Celtics either. I'm just being straight up with you. I think it would have been a bloodbath. To be honest with you,
it would have been 7 games of this.
I think probably like 5 games. Honestly, the quality of the games would have been really good, but I just don't think the Knicks could.
But then again, the 3-point shooting would have killed the Knicks.
Right. I don't think the Knicks could have lit a match to the Celtics. But for Celtics in Miami, I got the Celtics in 5. I feel like the Heat just don't have much outside of Jimmy Butler and Bam out of the bio. You know, whenever he decides to show up and play, the those guys going to really have to have big series in order to win, because we see, even though Bam Adebayo is not, I don't even know if I could consider Joel Embiid to be elite. Yeah, Joel, we got to have that conversation. I don't know if he could. I don't know if he's that elite, but we see that the Robert Williams and Al Horford double big man lineup, it definitely affected Embiid. Instead of going 1-on-1, you knew there was another big coming to double. And especially the Celtics was able to get Grant Williams out the rotation, out the lineup, so that definitely helped them out as well. Now for the Lakers and the Nuggets, y'all see what number LeBron James got on his jersey? That's all I'm gonna say. We going P&R Jokic to death, right? Josh, you said it yourself.
Oh, that's what the Suns said.
No. The only issue with the Suns is that they don't go to the basket. They just want to take long ass jump shots. That's the only thing. And then all you had to do was key in on D Book and Kevin Durant. Outside of that, like, Campaign had 30 points in Game 7. Like, that's something, like, come on, y'all. Like, that's crazy, honestly. But I feel like
the first basket.
I feel like we have more. We have more. Our depth, Josh. We have the depth. I just think the Nuggets can't mess with us. Like, I don't believe in them. Yeah, Jokic is the best player in the world. Don't get me wrong, he's playing phenomenal. But, like, he played against Cat. He played against Gobert, two idiots. And he played against DeAndre Ayton, who I'm just serious. He played against DeAndre Ayton, who was legit trying to get out of Phoenix, and he tried to do it while he was on the court. So, like, I'm not saying like AD's going to stop Jokic, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be a bloodbath. You feel me? So I'm going Lakers in 6, right there, 6.
Respectable.
Yeah,
Right,
I won't be shocked. If it happens.
All right, so the segue quickly before we head out, because we're gonna start watching the Nuggets Laker game. The coaching firing of Doc Rivers, the coaching firing of Monty Williams. We will still have coaching vacancies in Detroit, Toronto, Milwaukee, along with the Suns and the Sixers. The Rockets, they got their coach in Ime Udoka. So, what do you make of this?
It would be insane if Mike Budenholzer gets a job with the Suns and D'Antoni gets a job with the Sixers. That would be insane. I would just say that. But I feel like,
but I wouldn't be surprised if D'Antoni gets a job with the Suns. To be honest,
He goes back to Phoenix.
Yeah,
he goes back to Phoenix.
I think they should hire Steve Nash.
No, no,
we got their picks.
Nah.
I'm not opposed to that.
Nah, Katie's did. Like, I'm sure he's not advocating that.
No,
I just don't know. I feel like,
but there are also rumors about Ty Lue might be looking.
But he's not fired yet. He hasn't got fired yet.
No, but
yeah, but he's been having some issues with the Clippers front office and the players. So
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like the leash is kind of tight on coaches now. Like
who knows? Who knows? There might be more coming up. So,
like, I saw something that said the Sixers, Milwaukee, and the Suns were the 3 most winningest teams since 2020.
Yeah, and they all got fired.
Like, I feel like, it kind of is crazy, but I understand it at the same time. It's just,
and also
especially the Suns situation with this new owner syndrome happening over there.
Yeah, and also it's like those 3 franchises, they're in the money for championships. Mm-hmm. So they got the championship. They're trying to win a championship, and also the Bucks, they just won a championship the same year that if they didn't win
get the rebound.
If they didn't win it that year, Coach Butler would have been fired. So yeah, so they were under pressure to win titles. So, and plus you got new ownership in Phoenix. For the Bucks, it was time for them to go because they
got new ownership too.
Yeah, they also had new ownership in Milwaukee. Philadelphia, I just think
the second round thing. Somebody had to go.
Yeah, Doc
Something
Rivers
like
second round. They haven't been to the conference finals since Allen Iverson was there. So,
Bro, I was 5 years old the last time the 76ers made it to the
Come on,
conference
bro.
finals.
I was in high school when the last
Bro,
time they went to the NBA finals, the
bro,
Sixers.
Come on, bro.
Jeez.
I was
Trust the
5
process,
years
right?
old,
Yeah.
bro.
Trust the process.
Trust the process cost them 10 years
That process
and no,
is
and
over,
no
man.
and no conference finals.
Bro,
Process
remember
messed up when they took folks. Huh?
They had Jaleel Okafor, Markel Fultz, Nerlens Noel,
Oh
Ben
my
Simmons.
who
gosh.
else?
Ben
Ben
Simmons,
Simmons. I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Michael
but
Carter Williams.
Michael Carter.
Yes,
Yep.
Yeah,
brother,
Michael
Michael
Carter
Carter.
Williams.
Yo,
Oh my.
they thought he was. They thought he was going
They
to be
thought
like, I don't know,
next
like
Jason
like
Kidd.
Magic Johnson.
They
Yeah,
call him the
Jason
next
Kidd.
Jason Kidd.
Yo,
That
his
pissed me
first
off.
stat line. I remember that game against the Miami Heat. He had like 20 points. He had a triple double and like 5 steals. Like he was on a mission, bro. He was on a mission.
And then he
But,
forgot how to
yeah,
play.
bro.
It's like that's
He
the
forgot-
common
yeah.
theme, except for Embiid. First year they great, they forget how to play after that. It's like, and then they traded. They drafted Mikal Bridges and traded him for Zaire Smith, who had a peanut allergy and never played in the NBA again.
Wow. They trade away Mikal
Let me
Bridges.
not laugh, but that's,
Mikal
Yep.
Bridges, like why? Why? And now he's in Brooklyn putting up big numbers.
And when he was in Phoenix, all defensive guy, almost won defensive player of the year. You could have used that. Like,
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so we'll see what happens with the coaching front because it's gonna be real interesting on that front.
Come on.
Your man
Last but-
John Wick is wild
last
again.
but not
He
not
learned his
least,
lesson.
the unfortunate
lesson.
part 2 version of John Wick. I mean,
Did
John
he?
Morant.
Ja Wilkes Booth.
So Adam Silver tonight before the draft lottery came on and had an interview with Malik Andrews. Safe to say that John Morant's in major trouble. Just getting the tea leaves from Adam Silver, he's not happy at all, man. He was oof.
Yeah,
Like
he
you like
said he
he's like
was shocked.
You could have seen like you didn't actually say it, but you could see it in his
The disappointment in his face,
disappointment and the anger. So
Yeah.
John Morant's in major trouble. You're looking at probably. I said he might get 25 to 30. Amani, you said that he might get half the season.
Yeah.
50 games, man.
I'm with him on that. I'm with Armani on that.
And the thing is, his homeboy, like you, I was telling my uncle this. You had to screenshot it just to catch the image of him with it. His boy,
he
pulled down the camera
pulled down- he pulled it down
real fast. And it's like, yo, bro, like, why you feel the need to always put like you stress, bro? Like,
He learned his lesson though. He got a big old gun now. Now, but let me be for real, Ja, because I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, but it's not illegal to carry a gun," whatever, yada yada. When you are hired by a big corporation, multiple corporations, because Powerade, Nike, all
Powerade.
you cannot, especially if they family businesses, you cannot be walking around with no gun or showing in the video. Oh, like everybody carries. Nobody cares that you own a gun.
yeah.
Like most of these players have a gun, but is you taunting it on IG Live?
Yeah,
like you a gangster, like you a rapper. I don't know if you a gangster, but you not a rapper.
You ain't gangster, but you never pop nothing.
That's the only problem with it. Is like, yo, Ja, man, like, bro, we just asked you not to go on live and show the gun. That's it. That's it. That's how. Remember,
quick draw Hall of Fame.
I'm stressed, guys. Guys. Like, I knew that was bull. I knew it was bull. Like, you gotta stop that, bro. Just like you messing up your own money. We're not telling you because we hating on you. We telling because you messing up your own bag.
Yeah. And the extension hasn't kicked in yet. Think about that.
And you're not gonna get paid in that first year for the extension,
man. And on top of that,
you get suspended.
And on top of that, Powerade, they already bought out commercials that they're about to film or like advertise, and then the shoe deal with Nike, and on top of it's like,
you think it's gonna be a Ja 2? I don't think it's gonna be a Ja 2 sneaker. I don't think it.
I'm not. Nah.
I don't
But
think
also, it's like this is not the first. This is not like the first incident. Like
We're like two colorways in.
this is like the fifth one. This is like
yeah, they're the fifth one. Like
Bro,
he had the one with at Indiana.
we should have known he was crazy from there.
Yep.
You throwing beams at a car? What are you doing?
Yeah, the incident with the 16-year-old team.
With the kid.
The kid was about to punch in the face.
He said I could have got a career-threatening injury if I didn't do something.
Like, come on, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, man. So
all right,
it's not looking good for Ja. And it wouldn't shock us the number of games he misses. And also it's like I think the last suspension was kind of Adam Silver said that okay, we talked. The 8-game suspension, I thought it was sufficient enough.
And that was a huge slap on the wrist, to be honest with you.
Nah, not this time.
8 games. I just feel like the Memphis Grizzlies, like they
allowed this. They allowed this whole culture.
And they, especially with not.
And they try to throw
like
it all on Dylan Brooks. They try to throw it all on Dylan Brooks, bro. And that's why I feel like it was messed up that they said we're not bringing him back at any cost. Like
at any cost? Like what?
Like,
okay.
Come on.
They just proven Draymond's point, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just like,
yeah, man.
If Ja is on his P's and Q's, none of this is happening, bro.
Exactly.
They need a vet in that locker room and not name Steven Adams.
A black vet. Let's just say it. A black vet. Not no guy from Australia or New Zealand, wherever he's from. You need a black vet that could actually communicate with these guys the right way.
Right.
What they've been through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what's gonna happen with the Grizzlies because I think there are gonna be some moves made to like get that culture situated, get that straighten up.
Listen, I'm gonna just say this: if y'all want to change the culture, y'all want to get Ja off your hands. I got I got Ben Simmons.
Oh God,
he won't do anything wrong. I promise you.
You won't get on the court. Brooklyn?
He won't get on the court.
Oh
wait, we
Lord.
got Gundos here. If he get caught with that, he know he gone for 3 years. So we got Strict Gundos. Is this a perfect city for him? Perfect.
With him and Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson.
Oh yeah. I love it already. I'm having fun.
And Jacques Vaughn's your head coach.
Yeah. Let's end it here.
Yeah. So on that note, we're going to end this segment and this episode number 39. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, Swoop Shoes Podcast. If this is your first time watching us, please watch our previous episodes. We talk about a lot about basketball, the NBA, free agency, the playoffs, the draft lottery, the draft. So we got a lot more stuff coming up, especially the finals, draft lottery, the draft coming up, and then free agency. So please keep it locked in.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So it's a lot coming up. And also don't forget the WNBA starting. So we're gonna
May 21st,
I believe. So we're
Liberty taking it. Becky Hammond's suspended.
Yeah, Becky Hammond suspended 2 games. So
because she did a Udoka, but nobody want to talk about it.
Oh my God.
So we're gonna keep our eyes on that.
Switch.
And we're going to end it tonight, and we're gonna watch the Lakers Nuggets game 1. So on that end, say salute, peace. We will talk to you next time.
Lakers in 6.
Shout out.